people who lost their job due to this crisis. What is your story? I just finished my training as a flight attendant for a major European airline. It's been a dream of mine, and I have been putting my love and energy into this training for the past months. I'm in Cancun right now, and it's bittersweet because it's absolutely beautiful here, but at the same time this was my last training flight. I'm now a fully trained flight attendant, and yet no one knows when me and my other new colleagues will actually be getting our work contract, since the airline industry is suffering a lot right now. I think I will cry when landing back in Frankfurt tonight, because I don't know when will be my next flight, but I will put on a brave face and genuine smile for our passengers. At least I will do my best. I was laid off from my 5-year graphic design job, working for a screen printing and promotional products company. About half of our business involves schools, sports, and events. Obviously none of that is happening currently, so our business has stagnated. They are going to try to operate with a skeleton crew for the next couple months. The hope is to bring everyone back eventually, but I'm not optimistic. Solidarity. I'm a web developer, pretty much the same industry. Fabric decor, projection screens, giant shade structures, etc. I'm optimistic things will bounce back eventually, and I trust my CEO that I will be called back when that happens. He's always been extremely good to all of the employees, and we are good friends at this point, but I'm not optimistic that it'll happen within the next few months. I haven't lost my job, but my small software company instituted 30% pay cut across the board. They say it'll be re-evaluated every month. Clients keep cancelling or postponing projects. So I'm good this month, but could easily lose it next month. I'm just happy they decided to cut pay instead of fire 30% of the workforce, so everyone can keep their health coverage. That, and I'm not sure I wouldn't have been part of that 30%. Having the same concerns here. Dev for a large software shop exclusively serving the auto sales industry. If we have to shelter in place for a few months and nobody buys cars, our cash flow is going to disappear. Lots of people out of work, thousands. Might be a good idea to look for remote work in the medical industry before every dev that's been laid off in April is competing. Also, remote work companies will be in high demand, providing tele-something services, and probably ISPs as their oversubscribed customer base suddenly using services 24/7 is going to overwhelm them. Maybe cloud/auto scaling experience would be good here. Construction. The whole construction site was laid off, and with the way things are going, the company owner thinks it'll be at least a year before they consider hiring me back. Started 3 months ago, and that's at least 50 other people affected, just for this site. The company had several other sites that they laid off employees to. I'm just lucky I'm still living with my parents, and dad works his online it for the general public, so he's nice and busy. Edit. Sign everyone and their dog is asking. I'm in Canada, Alberta. The site I was on was shut down by the owner. Beyond that, IDK. And thanks to the bunch of you that offered to help/hire. I was kinda surprised at that. My husband got laid off on Tuesday. He works about 3 minutes down the road from my work. He showed up at my work with tears in his eyes, apologizing to me for not doing good enough to be kept. He works at a car dealership as an auto technician, where they let go of 4 techs that day cause of decreasing business. They are letting go of more people this Saturday. My brother is a mechanic there and is scared to lose his job too. They told my husband that when business picks back up, they might call and ask him to come work for them again. Thankfully, I work in the lab of a hospital, so my job is pretty secure. I keep telling my husband that we'll get through it, but I know it's taking a toll on him. My experience is pretty unique. In a nutshell, my wife and I live in New Zealand and had planned a 2-year working visa in Toronto. We were supposed to leave in April, so we had obviously already handed in our notices of resignation to our bosses. Long story short, Canada shut its borders, and my boss has already hired my replacement. As a side note, they shut the borders on my birthday. Hey man, Just wanted to let you know I arrived in Toronto on that same 2-year visa from Scotland like 2.5 months ago. I got a job and everything set up and now it's all being thrown into disarray and I'm sort of stranded over here, at least until things calm down. I sort of wish I was in your shoes, minus the replacement stuff that sucks regardless. Stay strong and who knows, maybe see you out here at some point, if my lungs don't implode. You're right. No doubt they would have kept coming in. Our governor just scolded the community because while the bars and restaurants were closed as of Monday, he stated that he didn't want social gatherings of more than 50 people. So of course, there is a park/playground area in a part of town that actually has a higher concentration of virus confirmations. And just yesterday all of these families took their kids to this park. People stated there were probably 200 plus cars in the parking lot and tons of children and adults hanging out together. The state police eventually shut it down. However, it caused the governor to now take more drastic actions and ended up closing other facilities that were still open to the public. And now, only groups of 10 or less allowed, and he's enforcing this rule by law now. He was visibly pissed. I haven't been laid off, but I answer for the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline and we are having so many calls where someone is thinking about killing themselves because they were laid off. This virus is causing so much damage and there's never enough resources. Hey, I also answer calls for Lifeline and the Disaster and Distress Helpline. It's fucking rough on the lines right now. Sending you lots of support and love. I'm a housekeeper in Maine. I found out Thursday that I'm being laid off indefinitely. Thursday I had a job, Friday I didn't. In 1 week, I lost both of my jobs. I worked at my university and a hotel, had to move out of my apartment, can't pay my $800 rent, landlord not helping, and had to switch to online learning as a music major. No way in hell will that work. It's 4:58 in the morning. I woke up from a nightmare and woke up in a nightmare. Edit because a couple people decided they should attempt to save me from a music major. I'm a music education major. Please mind your business. I'm not looking for career advice. Classical musician here. Every orchestra had to cancel concerts for the next 8 weeks. Unsure if any of the concerts will be rescheduled. Many orchestras are waiting to see if the Act of God clause will be applied. If that is the case, musicians will not be paid. Most summer orchestras are still programmed, but there is high chance will be shut down as well. Edit. In the US, NALA shut down all the bars there. There are a lot of working class jazz musicians that were already living hand to mouth. I'm worried for them and hope the government does come through and give adults $1,000 to $3,000. It could be life or death for some people in terms of nutrition. Manager at a movie theater. I already saw it coming, so it wasn't that shocking to hear. We were only seeing about 200 people a weekday down from our average of 900. Got called in by the GM, and we were told that we were closing indefinitely. It's looking like 6 to 12 weeks. I'm fortunate enough to have enough money saved that it isn't really an issue for me, but it really upset me knowing that a lot of the people who work in the building have no other source of income and scrape by with their paychecks. Fingers crossed it's 6 weeks. Maybe less. Just lost it about an hour ago. I'm a restaurant manager and they called me and told me to turn in my keys by the end of the day. I'm in quarantine and can't. They are sending me a RUPS box so I can send in my keys and told me to file for unemployment. Never expected this to happen to me. I'm in shock. IDK what I'm going to do. Hey, thanks for the well wishes and advice. I live in NJ and I already filed last night. Everyone else in my shoes read these comments. On top of being really sick, it was a kick to the stomach, but we will get through it. My job as a barista was shut down for safety and because nobody is coming in anyway. And my summer job, teaching kids how to swim at a sleepaway camp, is cancelled because the camp decided not to open. While I'm not in danger of losing my house or starving, I'm now unable to afford to continue going to college next semester. Edit. Somebody gave me gold. I don't actually know what that means. since I'm new to Reddit, but I hope whoever gave it, and the rest of y'all, are safe and healthy. I was in the middle of moving out of my abusive father's house when this happened, and they cancelled my interview for my transfer. I tried sticking it out, because the only place I could go indefinitely is my boyfriend's a flight away, still domestic, just another state. I have been shamed to no end about how selfish and gross I'm for even stepping outside my house for groceries, so I literally told no one I'm leaving. Do I want to travel? No, absolutely not. But staying with an abuser for 2 more months will take such a toll on my mental and physical health that it's necessary for me. The fact that people want to shame me without knowing my situation has been awful, and I wish people practiced more of this kindness. Update: did it. I'm here. I'm having wine and pizza and watching a movie with a lovely man who is nice to me. I'm happy. I'm a server. I haven't worked since the 14th. But was officially laid off on the 18th. Where I am, temporary layoff is only 60 days. If we are not back by then, we lose our jobs permanently. It couldn't have come at a worse time, since we have new management, and there's been some murmurs about getting new staff. I was about to lose my apartment, unrelated, but my landlord phoned me up to let me know that he is no longer making me leave, and not to worry about April rent. He also gave me $150 to go buy groceries. He's a bro. I'm trying to get through to EI, which is all online right now, but the site keeps crashing, so I'm unable to make a claim right now. I told my landlord my wife and I have been quarantined, and asked if there's a way I can pay her later. She kept avoiding giving me an answer. I asked again, and she reminded me that it's $25 less if we pay 5 days early, and also added in how much of a blessing it was. Actually said that. I knew she'd probably be that way, but calling that a blessing really made her a heartless switch in my head. Can't wait till my lease is over. This is the absolute worst. I proactively reached out to my tenant and told her to let me know if she's at all financially impacted by this. She has 3 children and the last thing she needs to worry about is keeping a roof over their head. I wish more people can be like Ops landlord. Just asinine. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit like. If you would like to see more, feel free to subscribe.